Fuyuko Toyota, the keynote address that says, rest is gold, Yoga Nidra is diamond, the importance of rest and Yoga Nidra. Let me tell you about Fuyuko. Fuyuko Toyota is the director of iRest, Australasia. Since 1996, Fuyuko has been studying non-dual teachings and spirituality. She is a yoga therapist, a senior yoga teacher, and a senior meditation teacher. She has been deeply in love with iRest, Yoga Nidra, since discovering it in 2006, when she began studying with Richard Miller, who's the founder of iRest. The iRest path led her to heal her PTSD and chronic depression and rediscover her true nature and Dharma, her true life's purpose. Fuyuko recognizes her true calling in helping others to heal misunderstanding and misperception, allowing them to realize their inherent wholeness, just as she did. As a certified iRest senior trainer and a senior retreat leader, it is her heartfelt desire to bring and share the precious life-changing iRest teachings to the Australasia region and beyond. So let me give you a very, very, very warm welcome, Fuyuko.
Thank you, Caroline. Such a warm welcome and a lovely introduction. I'm so delighted and I'm so honored to be here with you all. And I really would like to thank Meditation Australia for inviting me to talk and be part of this wonderful conference. So far yesterday, I had a really wonderful time at being inspired and being very motivated to dig deep and really more explore in a different way. So thank you for that. And I'm really honored to speak something I love so much and also passionate about, rest and Yoga Nidra. So I'm really delighted. Now, as we begin, I'd like to acknowledge that I am sitting on this traditional land of Yugambeh people of Southeast Queensland, where I am living currently. And I'd like to pay my respect to their elders, past, present, and emerging. I'd like to ask you if you now would like to take a moment and to silently acknowledge the traditional owners of the land from which you are joining us today. If you like, please do so now. Thank you. Well, to begin, I'd like to start with a magical and significant piece of correspondence between two friends, Mr. Curly and Vasco. And by the artist, you may know, Michael Lunick. He is an artist and a philosopher. So let me read it to you. It's a little bit long, but it's a beautiful one. So feel free to lean back and relax, close your eyes and take your eyes off the screen and just listening and feeling how these lands on your body as I read. In response to your question, what is worth doing and what is worth having? I'd like to say simply this: it is worth doing nothing and having a rest. In spite of all the difficulty it may cause, you must rest, Vasco. Otherwise, you will become restless. I believe the world is sick with exhaustion and dying of restlessness. While it is true that periods of weariness help the spirit to grow, the prolonged ongoing state of fatigue to which our world seems to be rapidly adapting is ultimately soul destroying as well as earth destroying. The ecology of evil flourishes and love cannot take root in this sad situation. Tiredness is one of our strongest, most noble, and instructive feelings. It is an important aspect of our conscience and must be heeded, or else we will not survive. When you are tired, you must have that feeling, and you must act upon it sensibly. You must rest like trees and animals too. Yet tiredness has become a matter of shame. This is a dangerous development. Tiredness has become the most suppressed feeling in the world. Everywhere we see people overcoming their exhaustion and pushing on with intensity, cultivating the great mass mania, which all around us is making life so hard and ugly, so cruel and meaningless, so utterly graceless, and being congratulated for overcoming it and pushing it deep down inside themselves, as if it were a virtue to do this. And of course, Vasco, you know what happens when such strong natural feelings are denied. They turn into the most powerful and bitter poisons with dreadful consequences. We will live in a world of these consequences, then wonder why we are so unhappy. So I gently urge you, Vasco, do as we do in curly flat, learn to curl up and rest. Feel your noble tiredness, learn about it, and make a generous place for it in your life. And enjoyment will surely follow. I repeat, it's worth doing nothing and having a rest. Yours sleepily, Mr. Curly. So, precisely this is the reason I am here today, talk about the importance of rest and Yoga Nidra. In fact, I think rest is gold and Yoga Nidra is the diamond. Conscious deep sleep or conscious deep rest is a way in which we can bring deep rest and healing. This meditation starts with deep relaxation. It puts us in touch with this feeling of unconditional peacefulness, easefulness, and love, our true nature. Rest in Yoga Nidra meditation is a doorway, therefore, it's a doorway to rediscovering our true nature. Who we are already so. Already we are this. Now, I would like to address what is Yoga Nidra first, briefly, and then I'd like to hear your questions afterwards. Now, let me first briefly talk about the Yoga Nidra, then I will cover 3 areas, how and why it works to healing our tired body and healing our restless mind, and finally, healing our separation from our true nature. So let me recap what Mr. Curley pointed out. Ongoing state of fatigue to which our world seems to be rapidly adapting. I imagine you are aware of the physical and psychological distress and fatigue that are prevalent in our society. It is becoming a hidden epidemic. Actually, not so hidden anymore, isn't it? Now the world is recognizing this pandemic fatigue that we are experiencing. Each year, around 1.5 million Australians see their doctor about fatigue. The Victorian Department of Health says that. Then the other statistics from 21 shows that 15% of Australians aged between 16 and 85 years old experienced high or very high levels of psychological distress. I sense more new studies and researches and scientific data are coming out to confirm this unfortunate and inconvenient truth. So, what is then? What is the antidote for our restless and distressed and fatigued body and mind? We may find the words of a neuroscientist and Yoga Nidra advocate from Stanford University, Dr. Andrew Huberman, who puts it plainly this way. He says, best stress relief, sleep. Best trauma release, sleep. Best immune booster, sleep. Best hormone augmentation, sleep. Best emotional stabilizer, you guess, sleep, yes. Sleep, 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 in other words. Well, I must admit Yoga Nidra looks like sleep, and it might even quack like a sleep, as some people snoring during the practice happens. I witness that often when I teach. Some wake up to their own snoring sound and say, who is that snoring so loud? However, Yoga Nidra is not sleep. I mean unconscious sleep. It is an ancient form of meditation. It is a very restful and rejuvenating meditation. Yoga Nidra generally translated as a yogic sleep. You may have heard that term. Because your body and mind are sleeping during the practice, yet you are awake, awakeful, and you're aware and conscious. It is a conscious deep sleep meditation, in other words. It can be guided practice and as well as self-guided practice. It is a powerful antidote for both physical and psychological distress and fatigue. And furthermore, it naturally helps us to rediscover and reconnect with who we truly are, our true nature. Firstly, let me explain how it restores physical body and energy body. Mr. Curry wisely warned us in his letter, tiredness is one of our strongest and most noble and instructive feelings. It is an important aspect of our conscience and must be heeded, or else we will not survive. The question is, are you listening? Are you listening to the messages of the most noble and instructive feelings that your body is sending? Or do you try to deny them or fix and change them? Or worse, do you try to numb them with caffeine or other substances? Your body and the nervous systems are a very sophisticated biofeedback mechanism, and they are constantly sending you message to help you maintain your homeostasis. It's just amazing. In Yoga Nidra, you are guided through a tour of body, scanning your body and the breath. You simply welcome and listen to the messages of the body by feeling and sensing the body and the breath just as it is. It's a form of mindfulness meditation. As you pay attention to each part of the body as it goes through and each breath, and truly feeling them just as they are. By doing so, unconscious tensions held in the body and the diaphragm naturally begin to melt away. Thus, Yoga Nidra's guided, slow rotation of attention through the body and the breath is a powerful self-care practice. So let me guide you a short practice. Don't be excited. It will be about 5 minutes or so. So safety first. I'll let you really relax into your wherever you are. You're sitting on a chair or sitting on the floor or maybe standing, wherever you are, however you are participating now. Feel your way into that sense of support on which your body is resting upon. And feel free to keep your eyes softly open or closed. So as you begin to feel the surface rising up to supporting you in this position, feeling the surface of the body touching perhaps the chair, the floor, feeling a sense of easefulness, comfort, allow them to really come to you. If it's helpful, recall the time you felt at ease, peaceful, very comfortable, grounded, even feeling safe and secure. Perhaps recalling that place in nature or people or animals that helped you to feel this way. Connect with the sense of easefulness, peacefulness, grounded, safety. Let them come to you and feel in your body. Even this memory, the images fall away. Stay with this sense of a sense of ease, comfort, peacefulness, grounded, safety, security, or simply feeling this very moment is okay just as it is. What do you notice in the body when you're feeling at ease? Peaceful, comfortable, feeling safe. Locate and feel how that feels in your body. And please know that you can always come back to this inner resourced sense of easefulness, restfulness, a sense of okayness, safe and secure. This place, safe place, is within you. Now begin to feel your way into the mouth, in and around the mouth, your upper lip, lower lip, gums and teeth. Perhaps leftover taste from the lunch or drink that you had. Let them be here too. And let yourself feel inside the mouth and around hinges of the jaw, how the tongue is held in the mouth. As you're more and more feeling, perhaps the tongue is falling down and resting in the floor of the mouth may happen, creating a sense of space inside, around the mouth. Take your time. No need to analyze or thinking about the mouth, just simply feeling sensation from your mouth. Then you can expand your sensation and feeling to your cheek muscles, ears, temples, left eye, right eye, eyelids deep inside the eyes. Both eyes are resting. Right now, you don't need to watch or gaze or focus anything. Let the eyes recede back and the head to rest. I'll be quiet for a little while so you can feel and sense the entire facial muscles, eyes, mouth, jaw, forehead. What are you noticing in your body and the breath? Do you notice any change in your body and the breath? I let you experience and be with you as you gently coming back to the room you are in. Slowly, perhaps open your eyes and close several times, getting used to the light again. And when you are ready, come back to the room fully to engage again. I'd like to, and I'm looking forward to hearing your experiences and questions and comments at the end. Remember, I will create this time to hear from you so you can have, this question answer time. And so you can put it in a Q&A later. But for now, let me continue. Imagine if you had a full practice, like 30 minutes, 40 minutes of Yoga Nidra, how rested you might feel. This just 5 or so minutes. How did you feel? And then imagine that is, 4 times longer. Yoga Nidra is a simple, effective way to healing our tired body, restore depleted energy, and bring us to restfulness. It does, really. Well, next area I'd like to address is our restless mind. Have you ever lie in bed, awake in the middle of the night and thinking and worrying, ruminating what happened or what will happen, emotionally and psychologically exhausting? Noisy mind, anxious mind, keep us awake at night. Anyone experienced this? I have. What if we welcome the emotions and thoughts as messengers like we did with our body and breath? in Yoga Nidra meditation, what if we can really welcome them? In Yoga Nidra, you can proactively actually welcome emotions and thoughts while feeling inner resource, that safe place and okayness as you welcome the emotions and thoughts. Welcome them, I mean feeling them really in the body, somatically, and feeling in your, not only just the body, but the breath, how they may change. And be with them without judgment, without trying to get rid of them. Not all Yoga Nidra has the same view as this. So particularly in iRest Yoga Nidra, emotions and thoughts, beliefs are treated and viewed as allies, not enemies. No need to get rid of them, therefore. So they say, issues in the tissues. Let us feel and heal. You may already know this, that you can feel where and how the emotions and thoughts show up in your body as a physical sensation, somatically feeling them in your body. For example, when I suffered chronic depression and PTSD for a long time, I'm sad or I'm hopeless, I'm not good enough, were a constant companion. They were constant messengers. I used to try to deny or get rid of them until I started really daily practice of iRest Yoga Nidra meditation. I learned to be with them, my challenging emotions and thoughts. They came along with really physical sensation, like tightness in my throat or heaviness and muscle contraction in my belly. So often I felt them in and around this chest and the belly and throat area. I just simply allow them to be there and welcome and feeling them. When I allow them just as they are, to the degree I can at that time, each time my capacity to be with them and be able to welcome and feel them increased. My contracted, fatigued body and mind gradually melted away. And slowly my depression, PTSD symptoms also healed. Sensory impressions that we don't necessarily attach to or avert to resist, they resolve and dissolve like a bubbles bursting. Hence, issues in the tissues. Feel to heal is their one of the greatest and really wonderful slogans we can remember when you feel to heal. The issues in the tissues is melting away. A wonderful thing is that by welcoming and willing to be with them, the insightful messages that might reveal some misunderstanding or some misdirections, and it helps you to respond rather than reactive in a pattern that we have been learning from the birth. And so it supports you to be more in harmony with life and more responding in a more harmonious and peaceful way than reactive. So as you more and more welcome and be with your messengers, your nighttime sleep becomes deeper and restful because your restless mind get the attention that they need and care that they really need and receive authentic connecting time with self. Thus, it is a very much a self-care and healing practice. Through the practice, you not only become skillful to meet your difficult emotions and thoughts, you become more resilient in life. This is a really big piece too. Now, come to address why this then kind of rest and meditation can help you rediscover your true nature and heal your separation from it. As you practice Yoga Nidra regularly, you may begin to feel your body is rested, well recharged. Your mind is at ease as you really chew through assimilating the emotions and thoughts, meeting them, understanding self. So mind is becoming less and less busy and less noisy, and nothing arising much from time to time. You may feel like really naturally quiet, calm, peaceful, happy. Even, I would say, feeling content for no reason at all. Often people after experiencing Yoga Nidra say, I feel like I'm coming home to myself. Yoga Nidra meditation heals separation from our true nature. People feeling being at home with self. We can rediscover our true nature not just in Yoga Nidra, but through all state. Whether you are awake, sleep, or dreaming. This is full embodied rediscovery, recognition. Embodied recognition. Because it comes from our own undeniable experience in the practice in Yoga Nidra, and furthermore, in daily life. Not just stopping when you are meditating formally, but in the daily life, you will begin to feel this embodied recognition of who you are. Please know that even though Yoga Nidra is a powerful restorative practice, nighttime sleep cannot be replaced by Yoga Nidra. However, research shows how it enhances and supports greater quality of sleep, and therefore the quality of life also improves. So let me summarize. First of all, the body's excellent biofeedback mechanism sending us message to maintain homeostasis. Let us listen by feeling our body and breath. Secondly, let us welcome and feel to heal our difficult emotions and thoughts so that stored issues in tissues naturally dissolve. Remember, emotions and thoughts are not enemies, but allies. They are noble messengers. Lastly, third point, learning how to rest and reconnect with self. It leads heal our separation. It leads to heal our separation and I, my, me, relentless self-referencing to more and more resting in this background of who we are already. Hence, discovering what we are already here. And hence, your unconditional love and peace and ease restores. Deep rested body and mind will allow you to be the peace that you are. Allow you to be the ease that you are. And love that you are already. Therefore, powerful rest in the form of Yoga Nidra is a natural and most delightful way to rediscover your true nature. So I gently urge you to rest more and be well. Thank you for this opportunity to talk about Yoga Nidra and deep conscious rest. These days, there are many styles of Yoga Nidra to choose from. I hope you find the one you like and practice. find your little nest to rest. So if you like to experience iRest Yoga Nidra, you can visit iRest. And if you could share one slide that has that information of iRest Yoga Nidra's organization's website is www.irest.org, and my also website there, that if you like, you can join me in my immersion weekend or retreat or training at the premayoga.com.au. There are informations there. And and iRest, they have every Monday they will send you a free Yoga Nidra practice led by our trainers. So thank you, Caroline, for sharing that screen. Now I'd like to hear your comments and questions if you have them.
Fuyuko, just while we're waiting to see if anyone actually has questions, for me, I have to say that I come out of this very short session, not so much with questions, although there is one here, but I come out feeling like, from your presence, just feeling, I wrote to the team, I said, wow, what coherence Fuyuko has, you know, I have the sense that actually there's just this one person. There's no extra. So this separation idea of coming back to true nature, you are your teaching.
Thank you.
Let me ask you this question from Jillian. Jillian Pitt, should you do Yoga Nidra before bed?
Yes, you can, if you especially struggling with insomnia or some sort. It's good to do that. However, if you do too long just before you go to bed for good sleep, it might interfere with your chronological, the body's clock, sleeping clock, because that sleep pressure is building up towards the end of the day and then to ready for sleep might be interrupted, and then they will think, oh, I had a good sleep, so I'm not going to sleep. May happen. So rather than that, it could be good to do the long one during the day, but then towards the end, and when you want to go for sleep and having a difficulty falling asleep, but there is a particular Yoga Nidra guided meditation is created for that purpose. And you can listen to it, and then you can let that really go and then falling into sleep. Yes.
Okay, great. So definitely a shorter one at the end of the day before
sleep. Rather than long one. However, some people, this is a veterans, that they have difficulty falling asleep. They listen to the same CD over and over, recording over and over, and then until fall asleep. And then perhaps it will take for a while to get used to it, but then they got shorter and shorter, and then finally they just didn't have to listen anymore, because they could feel they can guide themselves into falling asleep.
Beautiful, thank you. So we have another question, which is from Tracy. And Tracy says, if a person falls asleep in Yoga Nidra, is this okay? Or are the benefits of the practice being lost?
Great question, Tracy. Yes, often that question comes up. So really at the beginning, it's called sankalpa, meaning born from your heart and unfolds over time. When you really sankalpa, your intention is to use this meditation to healing your body, tired body, and restless mind. If that really heartfelt, wholehearted intention is there, even your body fall asleep, mind fall asleep, but something's awake and aware completely. And therefore it's never who we are, never sleeps, really. Our true nature never sleeps, but our body mind may fall asleep, and then let that be so. Our body is really tired, fatigued. And I think body's wisdom is to prioritize. If you are so busy, so tired, let the body sleep. happens. And then that doesn't matter how much your sankalpa or intention is, still falling asleep happens. And often I do 5 days or 6 days, training or sometimes retreat. People come and do first 2-3 days, they're falling asleep. Oh, I really had tried to stay awake, but I fall asleep. Let the body's wisdom to reveal what's really most important here, and let that body sleep. Once that is completely saturated and ready, stay awake is not a problem. So let us not fight with this wisdom.
Yeah.
Knowing that both same. So to answer your question, whether you're falling asleep or stay awake, both gets a really good benefit.
Brilliant. I have one final question, Fuyuko, and then we'll close.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask you to repeat the research from Stanford, I think it was?
Yes.
The name of the person and the number of different things that underlined what sleep, if you're stressed, sleep,
yes,
your emotional sleep.
Yes. His name is Andrew Huberman, Huberman. Dr. Huberman is from Stanford University. He's a neuroscientist and he's also Yoga Nidra advocate. He has coined the term called deep non-sleep rest, or I think that's the term. And it's really, he's coming from a neuroscientific point of view, but he has got his website and you can listen to some of the webinars. But interestingly, his name and his view of Yoga Nidra, he says when he wakes up and start the day and he's feeling like still tired, he does 10-15 minutes Yoga Nidra. And then he feels like your whole brain, the body is ready to go for the day.
Interesting. Great. Okay, thank you very much. Fuyuko, really, we don't have any more questions. I think you completed very beautifully. It was an experience in listening to you and going into that short experience. And very inspiring. I would love to ask you some more questions maybe for another time.
Yes.
About your transition and transformation. I think that would be fascinating.
Thank you, Caroline. Yes, and I was so inspired and this morning, as Dr. Craig Hazard said, how relaxation response lasting long, and then it's down-regulating our nervous system. And this happens with Yoga Nidra. It's really down-regulating this really restless mind, restless nervous system. And then really this relaxation response, more you do Yoga Nidra, it's lasting all day and throughout your life. And it's just such a beautiful, simple practice. And who doesn't like to be lied down and
well, only good results from this sales pitch, definitely. Beautiful. Fuyuko, thank you so much for your time and your generosity, your wisdom, sharing, and your presence.
Thank you very much, Caroline. And thank you, your Meditation Australia.
Yeah, wonderful.